mother. Fantana is a loud mouth, and so if there is anything, she would have said it herself. At the end of the day, it was I who decided to help her. Bullet clarified. He has further revealed that he covered the expenses of Fantana's first studio session with him, and he says the first day he went to the studio with her, he booked the session, paid with his money. Let's listen to Bullet. I'm saying all these things about Fantana, and then we get into it.
Most people want to know how Rufftown and Fantana met, because I had two stories, or no, two stories. Which one?
Baby, let me tell you something. Whatever it is now, we are about to exit. We are about to exit, like, and then they were supposed to meet me on one thing. They also, never papa so better me because yes, I never pano who no man that respect me. Lawyer say, we are about to exit, so. And I feel Becca said, and we could share we were.
Our information reaching me indicate that we went off air for a while. Sorry about that. It's good to know we're back. Well, just a while ago we had Ball J, giving us insights into things regarding his new face and his new music, which we played. Nanama, amazing song. We're now talking about Fantana. And Bullet has come out to say that, well, it's end of the road regarding Rufftown Records' relationship with Fantana. And he tells it through this interview. Take a listen.
Know how Rufftown and Fantana met, because I had two stories, or no, two stories. Which one?
Baby, let me tell you something. Whatever it is now, we are about to exit. We are about to exit, like, and then they were supposed to meet me on one thing. They also, never papa so better me because yes, I never pano who no man that respect me. Lawyer say, we are about to exit, so and I feel Becca said, and away could share we were her, and away could share. At the end of the day, it like a human ankasana, let's be real, Jumano, Lebono, it's not ready, say. Only obey Juma Biwa. I mean, Anna, Michelle, Hana, wake of her, and I wake of her, and I wake of her, night day. So that's it, not night day.
So, was it Ocasano? No, say, or become first one, woman, Ebesana.
One man, where's a man,
say, on Canoma, in you guys, your favor.
Favor, say, let's be real, okay? Let's be real. Labels, artists out like all this cover. Fantana on press can be umbrella. To look good, I would like I'm a businessman, I'm gonna look good, says then I just want to understand, said then like I didn't go around and I'm going for you say assembly by members make can be no matter say Bullet when the war and I don't
so we can when did a yes
now they are trying to make it like say me track contracting because of when the share but whatever na kono who say me can be that when the share fans crowd no more kasara na Bulletin me can be because behind the scenes no me try some settle but this time around men label no a jumana when you disrespect the label or disrespect the CEOs, the board chairman, whatever, everybody, the investors, you don't do that as an artist.
So that is why you have to take care of.
And other staffs are meant to be in And other staffs are meant to be in It's very sad. Say, I mean, a small industry like that, they try to say, and they say, and they say, me, trust me, one do be a sicker. And I'm in support when the shape, when the shape or mess it up. So mess it up, not the syllable, as any label knows why I'm making a dinner. Or as I say, why I'm mean to me, and now we hear law, say, they call law because Ubia who say, oh, yeah, label.
Now, be within you, say, because say, Mama say, a dean Fantana, I'm not the man, Ubeji.
Oh, I mean, let's be real. I mean, come on, let's say Fantana, not only Fantana. I created the name Fantana. When I'm creating me, I own rights, I have copyright, me. So there's a bit creative in the demand. A label in the creative of the demand. So there's a semi-geo menu and there. I mean,
Now,
the name Fantana anything. But as in semi-geo and as semi-geo, I mean, now I share meetings. I say, yeah, try say, you be who the way forward. So I just say, yeah, I mean, come on. But I be chair Ghana for me. I won't be a Rufftown. I was a young woman sign. Young woman sign. And you may day by name. So I say,
I need that.
Rufftown Records.
Fantana.
This is Hitz.
When God they bless you each and every day, there be when them they talk about you. If you jealous, or be jealous, cause what you have, them no get some. Girls hate on girls, girls. Girls hate on girls, girls. Girls hate on, girls hate on, girls hate on girls, girls. Girls hate on girls, girls. Girls hate on girls, girls. Girls hate on, girls hate on, girls hate on girls, girls.
All right, so we have actually made efforts to get in touch and to speak with Fantana's management. Take note that she has a management, and Rufftown is actually the record label which handles her works. We have tried to get in touch with them to get a response to this, and they've declined to comment on it. DJ Premier, it seems to me from the onset there have been a problem with the Fantana record, Rufftown Records.
Yes, you see, it happens. I mean, it's
From the onset.
I don't think it's from the onset. You see, it's when there's this phrase. It says, expect nothing and you'll never be disappointed.
Right.
So when expectations aren't met, it breeds disappointment. So I'm sure either both sides or one of the sides, the expectation wasn't met, and therefore it has actually brought up this whole idea. But then it's business, and business is either you lose, you break even, or you make profit, and all these things. If they were winning, I'm sure we wouldn't have been hearing this. But then, as you know, they go the way they want.
Yeah.
Now, security be area and brand patriot now everybody they come out they talk to we say OBNT and SMB. Ricky is a brother. I mean, sorry, people know him Bullet.
Bullet, yes.
So I mean, Bullet, he's been through a lot. I mean, what Bullet is doing is something I know he's really passionate about. Bullet, from the Tuaboba days, I mean, to the Rough and Smooth days. I remember those Rough and Smooth days when we used to roll. He wanted to have something like this. He even tried, I think, with T-Tie or something. It didn't really work. And then, you know, along the line, he was actually, so this thing, he's done it a few times. And then it's now worked for him. It worked with the whole Ebony thing for him. And then the whole Wendy Shea thing came along the line. When the whole Fantana thing was about to start, I just asked myself one thing. Will this thing really work? Bullet is a good writer. I must tell you, he's a very good writer. But the kind of writing he's been doing, that's what even gave Wendy Shea a problem. Because it made people feel that Wendy Shea was just a replica of Ebony.
Of Ebony, right. Or came to take Ebony's place.
Yes, because so now even when Wendy Shea sings, they think maybe this song was written for Ebony, and then this girl came and then they gave her that song. Because they didn't feel a change in the writing. You know, when Wendy came in the limelight. Now, when Fantana was also coming, I was asking myself, okay, if Bullet was going to write for her, how is the writing going to be like? Is it going to follow the same Wendy Shea, the Ebony thing that, I mean, transcended to Wendy
the pattern?
Shea? Is that pattern going to repeat itself? So that was my fear. And you see, there's this Wendy Shea, German, and then Fantana to what, American, or whatever. I mean,
American.
These are two people who have
Germano
lived-
and Americano.
Americano. I mean, these are people who have lived their lives outside the country, and then they're here trying to also make it. I mean, in our industry, Rufftown Records, I think they've had some internal issues that maybe they haven't been telling us. I think because you see, if you follow some of the stories, you realize that is the guys who are handling these artists. I mean,
The managers.
yes, those who are managing the artists, from maybe those handling the social media to those doing the road works and all that other things. It seems that's where the whole challenge comes in. But I mean, it doesn't matter if you are record label mates and then you are fighting. What matters is what are you bringing on the table. It's just like work. We come to the office to work, not to make friends. So the thing is, regardless, if nobody likes you at the office, fine.
Business must go on.
Yes, just deliver. That's where I have a problem with Fantana. Nobody at the label has to like you. Just deliver. Bring the money on the table. Let's share. Everybody gets their fair share and go home. Nobody has to come and play all those nice whatever.
Kumi, do you side with DJ Premier? Because we are in an environment, having good relations, would...
It helps,
yes.
having that energy around you
Yeah.
encourages you to do more. And
Coming
it gives
to
it
work
gives you
feeling
the
that-
motivation. But before you can do what Premier is saying, you need to be mentally tough.
Right.
Yes, you need to, have a principle. Define your principle and stick by it, and make sure you execute. Yes, some of us, because of our background, we've been through thick and thin, and if this is what we want, it doesn't matter the people around or what we see around. We will go for what we want, and we'll make sure we go for the kill. So some of us is not to some of us is normal, especially if it happens to be women, because women are highly emotional. So if you realize that the energy is not working, then I was expecting Bullet to part ways with her a long time ago, because you have a brand that you are trying to project, and the characters in the brand are tearing the brand apart. This one comes out to throw jabs, and another one comes out. So at the end of the day, you might think that okay, the brand is trending.
There's beef on the label.
Yes, but it doesn't
not the
speak
first
well.
time it's happening in Ghana.
Yeah,
You remember Shatawale and Stoneboy and Xylophone?
Yeah,
that's right. That
Yeah.
was the biggest case.
it doesn't speak well about the brand. Because it portrays as if there is no control. The center cannot hold. When it happens that way, definitely things will fall apart. You know that.
Then-
But me, where I have a problem is, one, you see, Bullet, after all that he's been through, as Premier said, from Ituabuba to Rough and Smooth to discovering Ebony to misforcing, and it didn't work. Then when the Shea came in, then Fantana comes in. One thing I've realized is Bullet can identify talents, but I see Fantana as a raw talent. There's nothing extraordinary about her. So I was not expecting Bullet to sign somebody like her.
Oh,
Yeah,
so they try to say Fantana
she's like any other talent. I don't see anything extraordinary about her.
So to the question, what did Bullet see in Fantana?
Because if you ask me, it was a mistake for Bullet to have signed her.
Premier, you agree?
Knowing the Bullet I know,
See,
and the
Because
way,
listening to her songs, you could sense a lot of auto tuning.
Meg,
With
with respect to talent,
Yes,
See.
it's relative. Is that what you want to say?
when you have money, when you have money, I've been saying this.
Talent doesn't matter.
When you have money and you have 5% of talent, and you have so much money, you can push that 5% of talent to some level that somebody who has 100% of talent without money may struggle pushing it to that level.
yeah.
There are a lot of, I don't want to spoil people's brand, but there are a lot of talentless people, if there's a word like that, who were in our industry. Yes, there were a lot of people that they felt they had the talent, and then they released on one or two songs.
So feeling you have the talent and having the talent is not the
they
same.
are two different things.
Okay.
It's like
Who
singing
knows
in the
not-
bathhouse.
Yeah, it's like he who
It
knows
sounds
not.
good.
It
You know,
sounds
like,
good.
He say you now, if you dey sing some song you dey love, it be you.
Yeah.
But then somebody will tell you, say, Charlie, we voice
What's
they use the
up?
song
Your
sing.
key self be wrong.
So he
Yeah.
who knows not and knows not that he knows not. That you see this. There are a lot of people that didn't have talent. They only had the looks, but then some labels made it happen for them. You know,
Right.
some labels made it happen for them here in Ghana.
The hype and all.
There were
these
some people who, I mean, they only had attitude,
Right.
and then the label made it happen for them. That is creativity. I mean, building something out of nothing. So me, I feel Fantana, maybe she had Miss Forsen had the looks. I remember when they unveiled Miss Forsen, Brella, and Danny. Yes, Danny Beats, right?
Danny Beats.
Yeah.
When they unveiled them, that was a few weeks before Ebony died. I went for that press conference, and I mean, it was all about her looks. She has this, yeah, and I remember those times Miss G was here and she got angry at the event that why is it that they're only talking about her
The looks and not
instead of
what they sound
the
like.
talent. So you see, I feel yes, it's an industry. Bullet has pushed its money, or whether it's Fantana's money or whoever's money, they've done business. They think it no go the way they would like. Go sit down and say, you know what I expected, I couldn't get it. Let's part ways, and then we move. All these tantrums, I mean, all these things that they are doing on social media, in the media, and all those things, I really feel it's a personal sentiment that they are making us look at it like a professional thing. You see that maybe you get personal issue with Kumi,
Right.
then they make it look like
as if it's work related.
It's work related. You know, I don't think this whole issue is work related. I think it's a personal.
So it's an egoistic issue.
Yeah, I mean, people have, especially females, they
Yeah, yeah.
managing them
You know,
is some way, but you see, when I worked with Stephanie Benson, I realized that it's not all females who are like that. It depends on the person's upbringing, training, and their mentality on the profession that they are doing. How they see that thing. Do they see it as a profession, or they see that I can sing and then you are saying let's go and sing?
Wendy Shea and Fantana. To you, Kumi man, who's got more talent?
I'll say that Wendy she has been daring since she came in, because looking at the kind of criticisms she received, especially when Ebony died, and people who had that love for Ebony saw her as trying to replicate what Ebony did. You know, so they saw her as a second fiddle, as a copycat. They didn't give her that attention. They didn't even give her that room to settle. But she wrestled her way out. And that is one thing I like about Bullet. If Bullet believes in you, he will do the groundwork for you so that you can also penetrate. That is one thing I like about him. So I'll say that Wendy Shea didn't have it easy as compared to this one. But if she's been able to make it to this level, I'll give her that credit. It hasn't been easy, and we all know.
It hasn't been easy, and interestingly, the problem is rather coming from Fantana. That's what I'm trying to understand.
For now, we don't know where the problem is coming from, because they are all giving their sides of the story. So
Like,
it could come from anywhere, but well, who knows?
I think Wendy Shea, you see, every master was once an apprentice. I think Wendy Shea was just like Fantana. It was raw, but she's been shaped. She's gone through the mill gradually, and then she's gotten there. I feel Fantana could have also gone through the mill. However, I see difference in their brands. Fantana is not the Wendy Shea brand. Fantana is more. I don't want to use refined. Mark will say I mean, she sounds more exotic. Let me put it that way. I mean, if you look at not
Wendy Shea.
No, I mean Fantana. She sounds more exotic. I mean, whatever works that. I think that's where the whole challenge is coming from. Cutting the whole challenge she's facing, trying to cut into the system. Because if you listen to Wendy Shea's works, you realize that it's more of word play, local words, local vibe, local jive. But then if you watch Fantana's work, especially her video, it portrays, it's like they're trying to sell the body but not necessarily the work. They are trying to sell. If you watch a videos
looks.
and what's the looks is what they are trying to project to
But
buy.
they project Wendy Shay's looks as well.
No, if you listen to Wendy Shay's work, is the word play. I mean,
You're talking about videos.
no, you see, listen to their songs. That song you played from Fantana,
Girls hate on girls.
is that English song or history song?
Chiglish.
Look at the whole write up, the whole.
Right.
I don't know if you are getting it. The whole direction. I mean, if you listen to a bullet,
It's more contemporary than.
it's not like the typical Wendy Shay thing that they are making her do. So Fantana is on a different tangent, and then Wendy Shay too is on a different level. So both of them, I don't want to compare them. However, what is common about them is their beginnings. They are the same. They started the same. I mean, raw talent, but then just that one has gone through the mill, being nurtured gradually.
Right. Not to cut you. We have Mark Okweku Mante on the line. He's been listening and he has an input to this. Mark, thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks, Mick. This is not written by what's my friend's name? City. Daddy. This wasn't written by Daddy. I've been listening here. Like Bullet said, he can't go explicit. You know, the record label business, we've been there and we've seen all the pain and all the glory. So there are things that, even if you decide not to voice out, we can read between the lines and deduct. You know, he kept emphasizing on the fact that Fantana has not given them money.
He mentioned that a number of times.
Correct. And for a business or an entrepreneur whose photography is not on the CD or the flyer, his interest is the profit. Most important. That is why.
Unfortunately, yes, you are back. Yes, can hear you.
Okay. So for an entrepreneur, his first interest is a profit. Maybe a second interest, goodwill. So if you are an artist who, I am not there though, I'm only thinking aloud, who is not bringing the revenues, maybe internally some of these artists disrespect. You remember he said that if you disrespect the label, I would not allow that, irrespective. So you are not bringing profits, or you are not bringing revenues. You too are disrespecting us for working very hard for you. That's bringing the money. So why should we first?
Now, talking about revenue, you are the best person to actually talk to this. We all know that when it comes to business, and in this regard, music business, it takes time. You can't expect to start reaping. It happens in some cases, but you can't expect to start reaping within a year. Sometimes it takes 2 years, 3 years. So, is it correct for him to say at this point he's not making money from her?
Okay, you know, every record label manager or executive knows the strength of every artist, and so we often peg this one. His or her talent is not like a Sack, a Lord Kenya, a Manifest, or an Ebony. So if I give Ebony 2 years or Sack 2 years to begin to bring the profit, I would want to give this other artist 3 years or 4 years, because the talent levels are not same. Or I will put more money into promotion. If I invested 100,000 into SAP, when it comes to this person, I would want to do 200, because she needs or he needs more power or aggressive marketing to be able to penetrate. So that's why some of the artists, they are not marketed by the talent. They are marketed by other things, like Nicki Minaj.
Mm-hmm.
Nicki Minaj is being sold to us not through the music per se, but looks.
That's
nudity,
correct. Yes.
other things, you know. So I am sure Bullet had it in mind that, yes, of course, you can't compare Fantana's talent to Ebony. So I'll use other ways. She has other things we can use to sell. Ciara, how many hit songs do you know from Ciara? But when she gets on stage, I saw one performance years ago with Sierra and Chris Brown. And after that day, you like Sierra. Because her unique selling proposition is her moves. So, what is she bringing on board as Fantana? I don't know. Because Bullet is the only one who knows why he chose her. So, in the middle of this heat, especially COVID times, the monies are not flowing, everybody is thinking of how to strategize to make money. If you disrespect maybe personalities on the label, and then or the executives, at the same time we are not making revenues from you. So really, what are we carrying? Why are we wasting our time? See, I took a similar decision on Kwame, an artist who made one hit, the album I spoke about, and then all of a sudden he's all over the place, insulting everyone, disrespecting everybody. I just took a decision and said, I won't touch your album again. I won't even duplicate your music again to even sell. I washed my hands off like Pontius Pilate. It's a business, and my pride will not permit me to go on this lane.
Though you were making money?
Relatively, not too much.
Okay.
Because when I mentioned my first 10 artists who gave me money, he's not in it. So, again, if you are not bringing me the money and you disrespect me and look down on me just because I have passion for your product, so I am sure Bullet is feeling that pain I felt about 14 years ago. When you see that the artist, sometimes there's a perception that when we add glamour and everything to the artist, there's a perception that, this artist is bringing a lot of money to the label. And so it gets into their head, and they think they are the ones making the magic. And so you, the executive, when you sit back and say, why don't I channel my energies into something else? Because I'm pushing harder and harder to make you who I want you to be and what you want to be. So we need that collaboration. We need that chemistry. We need that cohesion, to synergy to get the results. But if one side is always bringing negative vibe, how much can you do as an executive to get the results if the other side is not supporting or supportive?
Well, thanks very much, Mark, for joining us. Where's to actually ponder over? We very much appreciate your time this morning on the Daybreak show.
Again, I was thinking aloud. I was thinking, I'm doing deductive reasoning. It was not verbatim. I'm only deducting from what I have heard. So it is not a statement that I have made that Bullet has spoken to me. I know my people. They'll go right here and say, listening to him, they want to also deduct, but they'll pour words into what I said. All I'm saying is that Bullet has not spoken to me as a record label executive for years with the experience I have.
Right.
These are the things, these are the variables we look at when we are deciding on letting an artist go. Most of the time, it is egos at play, and the record label executive will want to prove to you that, Charlie, I know what I'm doing. When I left Kwame, I made hits back to back. He also made some hits, but we are still here. Where is he?
Thanks very much for the clarification, Mark. Unfortunately, we are pressed for time. I wish we could go on, especially when we are talking about record labels, because I wanted to bring in Links Entertainment and just oppose this and all of that. But unfortunately, we are pressed for time, so we'll find a better time to do this. All right. Thanks very much for joining us. Next is DJ Black. A big thank you to our sponsors. A big thank you to you, Kumi, and of course, the DJ Premier for joining us on the show.
This is Hitz.